Hi everyone, welcome to our Taurus reading for April 2021. I felt called to do these readings early, so I have a feeling this is mixing with March's energy also. So whatever that means, something could have started in March that comes to fruition in April. Almost like, to help you prepare. And by the way, this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is also for those who were intuitively guided to the reading and you have no clue why. Trust your guides. Your guides moved you here for a reason. So that's a sign. That's what I call a sign. And the more we pay attention to those signs, the more signs we receive. But we got to trust them and almost like go with the flow, and then at the end, you know why. So anyways, some of you are here checking on the energy of a Taurus that you may love in one way or another. Also know that your guides know that. So you'll probably have some messages that'll really resonate with you also. So anyways, while I was pre-shuffling the cards, which I always do, I just think about what I'm about to do, and I was just thinking about you. And there's a lot of things that I had to write down that were coming to me. And the first thing I wrote down is for you to try to take risk this year. First of all, we're in a universal 5-year, and 5 is about change, right? So sometimes whether we want it or not, but I feel like almost always for the better. But anyway, so I feel like as opportunities come your way, take a chance, take a risk on yourself. I feel like, because I feel like for some of you, this could be like one of the biggest years in your career after some effort. So, I've been putting effort towards something, and then some type of opportunity shows and it's saying take a risk in it. And I feel like, again, it could be one of what you will call one of the maybe most influential years of your career. This is also a time where it's going to be important that you don't get pulled into any drama. I feel like you need to stay drama-free, and I feel like you are drama-free, but there may be people around you, close to you, you work with, something like that there's a lot of drama or gossip. I feel in particular gossip. And there's a reason, and the reason I feel like, those who are gossiping this year, I feel like they're going to be found out. You know what I mean? Like you can't hide it. The original source won't be hidden, and those who chose to spread it, it's almost like I don't know if it's the person that finds out, or the universe is just saying, we're taking notice type of thing. But anyways, so just try not to get pulled into other people's drama, into gossip. It won't get you anywhere. Matter of fact, I feel like it may be because of that where your light is shining a little brighter. And that may be why, when your light is shining brighter, you're attracting more to you of that light. So that may be hand in hand what's going on. And last but not least, I feel like this is a year. It's funny I'm talking about the year, but I do feel like this is a year where help seems to arrive in the nick of time, and that can be in different areas, and it may be multiple areas. And I feel like the reason why is because I feel like you're entering a time when probably part of destiny, because there seems to be a lot of soulmate energy around in all formats, by the way. Maybe love, But I feel like these soulmates in particular are here to help guide you by whatever human action that takes, right? I have a higher reason for doing it, but I know that I have to do it in this human body. So, anyways, I feel like it's going to be easy to know. It's just part of your soul tribe. And the reason why is because there's this mystical feeling about it. So it may feel mystical if you're in the state of awareness. You know, and that just means you're not letting life bog your mind down, right? You're looking forward. Okay, guys. So, anyways, let's start with our Mother Mary Oracle deck. We got 2. We'll read them at the end, and I'm telling you, they always blow my mind how relevant they are to what we just read. So, let's see what's going on here. We have tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. That's like the Empress. We have grace. And it's funny because the year 5 also calls for grace. So, what a perfect card to come out, right? Almost like the universe is saying, Sandy, I know you're doing your reading. Here you go. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty and divine perfection as all of other God's creatures. So, you know, it's the energy, I'm not better than you, I'm not worse than you, you know, that type of thing. But I feel like in a way, this is you focusing on you at the same time. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. Okay, so we'll read those at the end. But let's go ahead and bring the tarot in. Many of you noticed I have a new mic. It's called the HyperX. And I love the look of it. It's got a sound, what do they call that? Dang it, I just forgot the name. Four different settings. I'm thinking about doing podcast. So that's another reason why I look for, you know, a really good microphone. And I am going to get a boom arm to get it off the table, though. I kind of like the table free and clear. So I'm kind of getting used to it right there. All right, let's begin. Again, time is fluid. It's interesting how I kept talking about the year. So this reading may follow that. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. Interesting, it's a 5, right? We just talked about the universal year 5. Grace is here, and that's part of 5. So this was about where your focus is at, and it could talk about, you know, that I'm focusing on all that I've lost, right? All that I have lost. This is allowing yourself to continue to feel the emotion of it. But 5 really asks you to consider changing that. 5 of Cups is about if this person decides to, I don't know, stop focusing that way and focus on the future. There are 2 shiny new cups that's awaiting, right? But this person doesn't know that. This person's not feeling it because they're focusing on what they have lost. And there's no judgment in that. It's just what is. Those 2 cups are being illuminated, and it's funny because I'm looking at the girl. Let me bring this down a little bit. Next thing I'm going to get is that I'm looking for is a camera to be able to bring the view down at the cards like I see them. So I'm working on that. I also got to do a lot of research. All right, well, look at this. We have another 5, and it's the 5 of Pentacles. So what this is telling me is that some of you, not by choice, may have lost something. And, you know, the 5 of Pentacles puts me in somewhat of uncomfortable type energy, almost like, you know, maybe I was at the 10 of Pentacles. I have 2 5s here, and now I'm at the 5, right? Now I'm by myself. Now I'm responsible for myself. Now, what I love about the 5 of Pentacles showing up, though, even though it does talk about the, you know, uncomfortable type energy, but still moving ahead, still, you know, it's almost like I don't have a choice in this energy, but where this person's moving to is a very, very soulful time. What this person is learning, if they can see it, is, well, tenderness, empathy, compassion. Now, I don't know if it's for, you know, whatever I'm focusing on in this 5 of Cups, or if this is just in general, right? And it's interesting because the person in the 5 of Pentacles is looking back at the person in the 5 of Cups. The person in the 5 of Cups is just, you know, almost consumed. And it may be because it was something, you know, I almost feel like I'm holding the Tower in my hand. Now, I have no clue. Well, interesting. Kind of the opposite. I have the Knight of Cups. You know, and I feel like here's one of those helpful people. Here's one of those, I don't know if it's love. I don't know what it consists of, except that it's a cup of emotion, right? It's something to, I don't know, move you into perhaps something new. Well, let's keep going. Now, the Knight of Cups could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Can be younger energy. But this Knight is heading toward you, towards all this pain. We have the Ace of Swords. So some type of communication is coming to you. Some type of truth is heading your way. And, you know, I don't know. It feels right. It feels right. We have the Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, potentially. He's looking to the back. He's looking to the past, so to speak. This is about passion. This could talk about passion that died out, passion that left a relationship, passion that left my life, even towards my own goals type of thing. For some of you, you know, the passion ended, whether it did for you or not. You know what I mean? Like, it depends who's in this energy. You know, I'm noticing this full armor on this knight, and they don't usually have like a full armor. At least I don't see it. And it's almost like this knight is putting like a halt to something. Maybe his passion, his desire, hers. But, you know, I'm also realizing that, you know, it just feels like there's a lot of flames around this knight. But it's not so much affecting the knight, right? Like, he's protecting himself from it. Interesting. Now, that could be an aspect of yourself. Well, look at this. We have the Emperor, card of Aries, and it's interesting because when I was shuffling your cards, I was thinking about how you showed up in Aries reading, which I had done yesterday. But it hadn't left my mind that you had showed up in Aries reading. So I told myself, say that, say that in the reading. And then, of course, I forgot that. So this just reminded me that. This could be an Aries, connected to this Knight of Wands. This can talk about a job you lost. Not your fault type of thing. Because the Emperor can represent a boss. We have the Devil. Card Capricorn. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. I'm noticing the doves within the Eight of Wands. And the other Eight of Wands is a very fast moving energy. It's interesting that it's connected to the Ace of Swords. So that could talk about, other people's gossip. And how it travels through the atmosphere. And maybe it, in a way, I don't know, like, I'm thinking I gotta be careful here because, what if someone's career is ruined because of some type of gossip, some type of lie, and therefore, almost like I have to start over. Excuse me. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Jeez, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so the good news about this, it's on the bottom of the deck. So this is energy that can leave. The Nine of Swords is about excessive worry, being in my head, overthinking, thinking about something over and over and over and over. The Nine of Swords message is that much of this is unnecessary worry. Much of this is within your mind. It's like taking someone gossips to you. You take that, and as it travels, it builds, right? I don't know. But I do have to have awareness that I'm here, that I'm in this. Because the Nine of Swords can certainly make you fear the future. And if you fear the future, you won't take chances. I just know it. You won't take a chance. And I feel like you're being called to take a chance. So anyway, Nine of Swords. We have the Three of Wands under that. Interesting because it's two totally different. They're both like energy and my viewpoint and how I'm seeing things. And the Three of Wands is very optimistic. I'm thinking about all that can be. This is a year where you're really figuring out you and who you are. I feel like, and then that's when true success comes, right? Because now you're in your own skin type of thing. So anyway, this tells me that someone is worried about the future. But yet at the same time, the Nine of Swords says you don't have to be. This is unnecessary. It's that energy, if I can't control it, then I gotta let it go. That's what would best serve me. Okay, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's figure this out. Some of you may be receiving an offer from this Emperor. This could be just someone who may become your boss, may become your mentor, may help you in some way. Could be a Capricorn. But I feel like, when I'm looking at this in the light, that this is something that is coming towards you. I'm following it this way. It's the way it's taken me. So this is moving towards you. The Eight of Wands moving up to the Ace of Swords. Definitely communication coming in through the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is, I don't know, it's something that makes you feel good. I know that. However, then I look below and there's a devil. So will I trust that? Will I know it, right? Because over here I have the Nine of Swords. How will I know that? Well, you have the Ace of Swords, and that tells me you can use it, right? It's yours. It's your tool. You can use it to cut the energy of that Nine of Swords. Usually it's based on the Three of Swords, right? Because usually there's 3 swords that pierce the person, and the rest haven't even pierced the person. But maybe I fear that they will. Sometimes when you're in that energy, I can tell you, it's like you manifest from that energy, and it's like more things keep coming your way that give you a reason to stay in that Nine of Swords. So I have to break. It's like I have to break that. Dang it! I just forgot the word. Happens to me all the time when I'm reading. I got to break that cycle. I got to use my sword, cut that cycle, cut that tie. I feel like I already cut them, but we're gonna do it again. It's like, nope, I'm staying here. Okay. Oh, 2. We have the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the High Priestess. This is your intuition. This is your guide, right? And I like that the High Priestess is coming over the 5 of Pentacles energy, because what that tells me is, again, this is probably going to be a very guided time, and that means this is a time when you want to pay attention to the signs and try to follow them, because they're moving you to a more abundant, independent type energy. That doesn't mean there won't be love in my life. It just means I myself am, my foundation is becoming stronger. But I feel like I gotta trust. I gotta trust in the signs that I'm receiving. And again, maybe I gotta take a chance and keep looking back at grace and tenderness. It's like this girl is thinking about this Queen of Cups, and I feel like what she's thinking about is how she sees herself. And I feel like this is someone who does have the true ability to love. And not just that, but wants to be in a relationship, feels the purpose within a relationship, and likes having someone by their side. I get that, right? Having that partner, that friend, that lover type thing. I get that. We have the 4 of Swords, so that's kind of beautiful. The 4 of Swords is coming over the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, again, in some way, it feels like maybe your hand was forced. It puts you in a certain type of energy that, kind of forces you maybe to move forward. And I do feel the uncomfortableness in it. However, 4 of Swords is first of all, it's saying I'm here to heal you, right? The ability to heal over whatever maybe this person over here is focusing upon. I'm probably the same person, just where my focus was, and then bam, right? But anyway, it's like Divine's answering that, saying, here's the ability to heal that so that you can move forward, and move out of the Nine of Swords. The Four of Swords is about the Three Swords, which usually talks about our heart being pierced, right? Perhaps 3 times. But there's always this one sword that we lie on, we lie upon. And I feel like that is just us. That is, who are we? Who are we? Who were we in that situation? It's learning about yourself. It's not judging yourself. It's learning about yourself. How did I react? All of that. So it says, it's like Divine says, I will heal you. But to heal you means that you then also have to learn to heal yourself. And then may just talk about your mind, your thoughts. We have Justice, card of Libra, card of balance, card of something that makes you feel whole again. I kind of like that it's coming over the Knight of Cups because again, this is a cup that fulfills you emotionally. We have the interesting Page of Swords over the Ace of Swords. It's funny because, first of all, the page can be a child. It can be, I often feel it's of a much younger time. Like it gives us a time period, yesteryear type thing. But I also feel like the page is about learning to use the tool that he or she's been given, and this is the sword, right? This may be my tongue, my communication, how I communicate, how I react to it. Ultimately, what I'm looking is to be the queen or the king, right? Maybe I don't overreact. I don't know. Well, let's see. Look at this. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know. So we could talk about a divorce. Look at this. Just flew out. The Ace of Cups. So, I've been talking a lot about, I feel like, the information I got before I even began your reading was a lot about your career life. I feel like this is talking a lot about your love life. So it's interesting. Here comes this Ace of Cups. After the Three of Swords. After the Ace of Swords affects the Three of Swords in some way, we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is usually mirroring energy. This could talk about, even a previous relationship or a lot of previous relationships where, someone gets aggressive with me, I immediately become aggressive with them. Right? They try to hurt me, maybe through their words. I immediately respond through mine. Some of you, I feel like this could even talk about a place that you work or you did work where everyone's fighting for everyone's fighting for the exact same thing. I don't know. I feel like almost to show off to the boss in a way. Maybe we're all applying for the same position, whatever it is. We could certainly talk about. I feel like again we're all fighting for the same thing. And listen, I feel like for some of you, maybe you didn't get it, and maybe that forced your hand. But I have to tell you, the truth of the matter is, I feel like what this is talking about is, if that didn't happen, maybe you never would have left, and maybe this path would never have opened up. Right? It was, if they decide to see it, leave it, or what have you, or they decide to look at it like what's going on, even the hardship in my life, look at it from the perspective of, okay, So here I am right now. Here I am. What am I going to do from this point forward? And I decide how I'm going to look at it, right? I'm going to look at it like through the Nine of Swords energy or perspective, and that is fearing anything new that comes my way. Therefore, probably turning it down, even love. You know, even though it's coming after the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords is here. So it's telling me this healing over this Three of Swords is available. You can start new, as with the Ace of Swords. And listen, I don't know how to say this without insulting some people, and I don't mean to. But, you know, I just feel like what we're learning in the Ace of Swords is about us, our authentic self, and all of that. And sometimes that means I've got to be aware of maybe how I react. And then also I feel like, you know, maybe I haven't thought about the perspective of, hey, maybe even though this is difficult, maybe it was just meant to happen. You know, I have Justice here that could talk about what something was a karmic lesson. Nonetheless, the pain is here, right? The pain still exists. But maybe what's coming is, well, we have the Ace of Cups. So anyway. And the Knight of Cups tells us that the Ace of Cups will come in, right? And boom, here it is. We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is the energy where, you know, maybe I just gotta take a moment, learn how to recalibrate, learn to love myself again, learn to maybe put myself forward and first in a non-egotistical way, just in a, you know, some things aren't meant to work out. And the truth of the matter is, it's a period where I feel, because I kind of feel like Justice is saying, some of the situations we've been in, the tests were meant to be hard, but the growth is 10 times that. So anyway, I feel like this is a time period where, you know, I'm learning what pulls me down and what doesn't. So, in a way, I feel like you arrive at karmic justice, but, you know, it's almost like, though, to receive the reward, you have to start back at you again, right? Learning how to be you, your authentic self, even after the heartbreak. Here is the healing, right? Here is the healing. Look at this. We have the Eight of Wands again. Coming over the Eight of Wands. Interesting. We'll see what comes with it. We have the Six of Cups. Wow. And whew, look at this. We have the Eight of Swords. You know, it kind of makes sense. I feel like this is saying if I don't accept this healing, if I decide not to have the perspective of maybe it was a lesson. Maybe I've learned. Maybe I've learned about me. Maybe I learned what I don't want. And now I know, right? But also, you know, sorry I keep saying this, but I feel like there is a need also to look at oneself, right? Because ultimately, the Nine of Swords is you. And the Nine always says, reflect upon this. And what is it about? What puts me in this energy? Is it even real? Is it of the past? Sometimes things aren't coming back and change is needed. So the Eight of Swords, I don't know why I'm saying all that other than, again, we have mirroring energy. And it's coming with the Six of Cups. And I have to say, it's all pointing up to the Three of Swords. So for some of you, this could be someone who's coming back in again. But bam, there comes the armor immediately. through the Eight of Swords. It could be something that's moving rapidly, right? And it's making me feel uncomfortable because of that. And it may say within the Page of Cups, maybe you do need to take a moment and I don't know, like allow yourself to feel the energy. The Eight of Wands can be chaotic. Many times is what I think about, I bring about. And it's interesting because our two people, like having the same somewhat type of thoughts, what I think about. So I think about this person, right? And maybe I do bring them about. But immediately there's a guard. There's a wall. There's a blindfold. So I have to look at this a little deeper. Because the Eight of Swords is self-created. And it's armor that I build around me to try to protect myself from the Three of Swords. Heartache. Well, let's look. You know, 8 talks about a new beginning. But again, it's self-created, so the only person who can uncreate it is you. And it is about taking a blindfold off. You know, this person feels kind of like, I'm looking at the devil and it's the same energy. Like this person's in a cage, but the door is open to the cage, right? This person's surrounded by these swords, but could, and bent down, but it could easily stand up and walk away from it. But there's a blindfold on. She feels like she's bound to it. Some of you, this is talking about energy of the past. You know, but normally the Six of Cups is about happy memories. Some of you, maybe you're guided towards someone who is of the past, and it's asking you to consider using happy memories to try to manifest out of instead of all that was, right? Even if this is something that's coming back and I wanted to come back, it's still saying, you know, without these realizations, it will be what it was, right? It will just keep being that way. But once these realizations in this healing period and everyone's aware of not how just they're acting, but how are they reacting, right? You know, we see, you know, Sam and I kind of had to do this, right? We had to see that we had a tendency, because listen, if we can be each other's light, we can be each other's darkness too, right? We can match energy in the darkness. And that's kind of what the Five of Wands is. It's matching energy in the darkness. Instead of someone saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm staying up here in the light. You can't bring me down there, right? I myself am guilty of that, right? Right? I go right down to it. But I become aware of it very quickly, and so does Sam. And I feel like that's what it's saying. Okay, but I'm going to look at all this energy over here in the corner. We have the Two of Wands, so potentially something new is beginning in the Two of Wands, right? Two of Wands is something I should look forward to. This is optimistic energy. And by the way, I was totally feeling your year like that. I wasn't feeling all this angst is part of your year. I mean, it is if you decide it is. But that, it's almost like, but that's not what divine has in store for you. But ultimately, we have to decide, right? We have the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And here's the Knight of Cups. Interesting. So, I feel like what this is saying is, you know, like, I have an option. It's almost like in this Two of Wands here, right? It's a gate. It's a walkway. I have to walk through it. I haven't yet. But here, almost preparing to, right? I'm starting to see it. I'm waiting for the sign, so to speak. And there it is. There's the illumination, right? This is the way. This is the way. But this comes from a very, what's the energy? This comes from an energy where, I am learning to put me first. And again, I don't mean in an egotistical way. It doesn't mean like, think about the Empress. Think about tenderness. Think about grace, right? I can be both tender and strong. And why can I be that way? Because I've learned that if I stay aware, right? If I stay in the present moment versus focusing on what I've lost, right? Especially with the Eight of Pentacles here, because Eight of Pentacles is the opposite, I feel. It's like putting your focus on your pentacles. I feel like that is important. And I felt that right from the get-go. Like, this is going to be a year to build, right? The Eight of Pentacles can talk about entering into something, if this is new, where you feel like the apprentice. Maybe you are the apprentice. But because it piques your interest, and I feel like that's important also, that where I put my focus, if it's within my pentacles, I feel like this is a year where it's about something that draws you to it, other than it's just my regular 9 to 5 job type thing. So, but I got to focus that, right? So it's doing what you love. And I feel like in the Eight of Pentacles, you will, in that energy, you will always move to the Nine of Pentacles, and that's success, right? That's success. Doing what you love. Some of you are fearful of that. And I feel like when you start to do what you love, because listen, yeah, some type of tower happened, something forced my hand, and my life changed. No doubt, it changed, right? Just as saying, in some of that energy, not all of it, some of it's self-created. Here it is. Here's the sword, self-created, maybe by both. Divine's like, don't put that on me. That is self-created, right? But what you can put on me is the lessons were not all easy. They were hard. But they were hard because you can handle it. Because you, of all people, can handle it. I don't give hard lessons to my weakest. I give them to my strongest. Maybe I have to find that strength. But Divine is saying, you can, you will. You not only will you overcome, but in some way, it becomes like your character. It's part of your character. You're building your character. Some of you, maybe you're building your character, through your career, and it may start with a craft, and boom, just like, where am I going to focus at? Right? It's like we open up, and I feel like saying opening up the year, feeling like, and maybe it is till April, it's like missing all that I have lost, thinking about all I have lost, right? But nonetheless, I don't want to go back through your reading. But here's the Two of Wands. And I kind of love this because, listen, justice is saying, when I give you these hard lessons, and I'm saying justice, but it's divine, when I give you these hard lessons, there will always be an exit point. There will always be a time when it's like, okay, right? Lesson learned. It's the 10. Close the door. Death card says close the door. Right? Close the door. Because new is yet to come in yet. I mean, I feel like it. I may be in the Nine of Swords and think nothing new is coming in my life, right? And Divine saying, well, you don't know crap. I feel like I'm being very bold. But nonetheless, I feel like there's a reason. And it's because listen, I can't control what other people do, think, say. But I can certainly control me. And this is the year I feel like you are learning how to control you more than any other year. And I feel like that comes with great reward. I really do. I feel like it comes with a great reward. And it's almost like this Two of Wands is really for you to take whatever direction you want. Some of you, it is about love, maybe with someone of the past, someone you've been with before, right? You know, and it almost feels like this Knight of Cups is coming in, whether I stay in the Eight of Swords energy or not. It's coming in. Are you going to keep a blindfold on and it's just going to go right past you? Like, oh, nobody must be home, right? I have to go back to the king and figure out where did I make the wrong turn? So, you know, very seldom do I feel like, am I going to miss an opportunity? Because I feel like your guides will make you aware. But here, I feel like this is self-created. And your guides can't step in on your free will. Your free will is your free will, right? It just is. I must just want to name your reading. It just is. It just is. But wow. The potential of what can come. Right? What can come. And it's almost like these two are saying it's dependent on one's perspective. Three of Wands. I'm seeing the world in all it can be, even if it's step by step. That's no problem. Take it step by step. Nine of Swords, forget it. It's going to be bad. I can feel it. It's going to be bad. It's going to be painful. I know I'm going to get my heart broken. I just know it. I just know it. I just know it, right? Three of Wands is like, you know what? I'm not even going to think about whether I'm going to get my heart broken. I'm going to live in the present moment. I'm going to take it step by step, day by day, right? Sometimes we've got to allow people to show us who they are and not assume who they are, right? They'll show us every time, right? But it's almost like you got to give that invitation. Show me who you are. Here is the Ace of Cups. Why am I holding that up to the camera? Maybe because it's that important. It's interesting. Then we have the Queen of Cups, and she's attached to the Three of Cups. Interesting. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. You know, and I'm just going to say this real quick, but it's a feeling I got is for someone, I feel like there's someone of the past who sees you for who you truly are, and that's what they love about you, or like about you, or did love about you. And then I feel like, and then there's someone who doesn't see me, who, you know, thinks about themselves, maybe goes out and parties, and not inviting me, right? This can talk about someone who's flirty. So I feel like it's night and day type energy. And maybe because of this person, I start thinking about this other person. You know, again, I felt like things coming in mystical ways for you, right? And especially in a soulmate type energy. So we're not going to leave that off the table. Because here is the Ace of Cups. And Justice is saying, listen, this is about making you feel whole again. That's what Divine wants. Divine doesn't want you broken and, you know, crying in a corner. No. Quite the opposite. So, let's go ahead and read Mother Mary's cards. And, we'll see how they pertain to the reading. Alright, we're going to start with tenderness. This card counsels you to approach your current situation gently. It acknowledges and honors your deep sensitivity and asks you to do the same. Trust that it is so for you. Your tenderness is a spiritual gift that allows you to feel the presence of Mother Mary and the angels. Trust your feelings as accurate messengers that guide you in healthy directions. You drew this card because your current situation calls for you to stimulously honor your sensitivity while maintaining your boundaries. It's time for you to be both nice and assertive. Lovingly speak your truth to others. Mother Mary also guides you to develop physical strength through exercise and tenderly caring for your body. Okay. I'm sure many of you see the connection. Some maybe not. You know, that's why I feel like these are kind of timeless, because I feel like, you know, when you find it, it's almost like when you, maybe you're even in a dark night of soul, but you're seeking that little light, and you find something like this, and it helps bring you, right? It helps bring you back to your awareness, you know? That's how the universe works. Okay, grace. You received this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty, and she wants you to help you, and she wants to help you to see this in yourself too. This is a message about increasing your self-confidence and sense of worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which will create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally exclude a magnetism that draws wonderful people and experiences to you. I told you. I hate to say I told you. But I feel like that. Like, here comes our soulmates. Here they come. So I say just welcome them, right? I kind of loved your reading. It felt tough, but it felt real. It felt spiritual to me. Like, truly, I feel like Spirit was speaking through me to you. And I feel like, you know, why are my readings long? Because it shows you a way out. It shows you another perspective. It shows you if you're stuck, but then opens a new door for you, right? These readings are long because there's more to your life than 10-20 minutes. And I don't mean that rudely to anyone who does that. But I, myself, I know my purpose. Like, I'm meant to give you these thorough readings, to give you true awareness. Now, you know, you have to trust your own intuition, follow your own path. But I definitely feel we're all guided to each other, and we're just part of each other's soulmate crew. That's what I feel like. And we're in heaven. We're gonna be like, hey, I remember you. Hey, remember when? Right? Do you remember when that happened? So anyway, I love you guys. I think there's a need to get this reading to you now, because I feel like the opportunity for change, newness, love, abundance, you know, working on something I love, something that maybe that I loved before that I kind of put on a back burner. This may be the year where I rediscover that. And if you do, and you feel it, go with it. I feel like go with the flow. This Eight of Swords is here, right? But I feel like we can kind of almost like cover it up if we choose. Some of you, it's someone of the past is thinking about you. You're thinking about them. It's interesting. And it may be about another opportunity. You know, this doesn't say go for it, don't go for it. It's saying just be you from the get-go. Be like, love yourself enough to even see the parts of you, like maybe how I react, right? Also, I feel like there's a need to allow people to show who they are. Interesting, I got 555. 555. That's probably an angel message. I would look that up. Actually, I want to look it up because I want to know too. angel number 555. We're just going to read the first thing. Major changes and opportunities have entered or are about to enter your life. The vibration of angel number 555 is all about taking action and just go for it. For you, my friend, it's pedal to the metal, entering the next phase in your life, and it's all happening at a rapid pace. How interesting, right? That sounds exactly what our reading is about. Let's read one more. Seeing 555 is an angel reminder that you are a divine, infinite being who chose to incarnate here on earth to experience life in a human form. Always feel that you have worth because you are here to co-create with the universal source and complete a life mission. Your life has ultimate significance. Wow. Wow. That's what all this over here is about. There you go, guys. I don't know. There you go. I'm going to leave it there. I love you so much, and I just want to see you have all that you deserve, and you deserve the very best. But we also have to put our effort, tenderness, and grace. Let's not forget that. That 555. Wow. That just kind of blew my mind. I don't know why. That's why I love reading. Like, I don't know why my mind still gets blown because I have seen it all. But it does. It's like it's the first time I've ever done a reading. Seen it, right? I see it all in story form. Anyway, I love you guys. It's interesting now. Before we had the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck, right? I just glanced over and look what we have there now. Somewhere, somehow, I changed it. But nonetheless, it's weird because I just glanced at it and I'm thinking, wow, there's the Three of Wands. That is about my perspective on my future, right? This is looking at it in an optimistic way. Interesting how it just changed. Very spiritual reading. I want to thank the guides in the light for showing us all this. I feel like this is one of the deepest, most spiritual readings I've done in a long time. So I'm always grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for all of it. Your donations, your shares, your likes, your subscribes. Welcome anyone who's new. I have a feeling there's some people who aren't even a Taurus who are going to find some pretty deep meanings in here. I just feel like know that you were meant to. It's so interesting how our perspective just changed almost in a wink of an eye. Like I don't even know when it happened. It just happened. There it is, Three of Wands, right? Maybe I needed to remember that I'm also strong. I'm feeling my weakness. But Divine is saying there's no way I would give you these lessons if you were weak. I give them to you because you are strong and because you asked for them, right? I asked for them. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to experience. And hence 555. Anyway, I love you guys. This is probably pretty long. I'll see you in the readings. Bye-bye.